Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Commanding General, Major General Patrick R. Michaelis, and the Post Command Sergeant Major, Command Sergeant Major Philson Tavernier, welcome to the United States Army Training Center in Fort Jackson for the graduation of companies Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, and Echo from the 1st Battalion, 13th Infantry Regiment, 193rd Infantry Brigade. Please stand for the invocation given by Chaplain Withrow.
Good morning. Good morning. At this time, there we go. Hallelujah. At this time, I invite you to pray with me according to your faith tradition as I pray according to mine. Heavenly Father, we are thrilled to be gathered together with family and friends this morning to celebrate the graduation of Class 21-04. These dedicated soldiers will never forget this exciting moment. They were tested, but remained persistent. They were tired, but kept pressing forward. They missed loved ones along the way, but learned to depend on each other. No matter what the challenge, these soldiers never accepted defeat and never quit. We are proud, their families are proud, and I pray that each one of them is proud of all that has been accomplished. Please bless this ceremony and continue to guide these soldiers for the rest of their lives. In your holy name I pray, amen.
Please be seated. The purpose of today's ceremony is to recognize the commitment of the men and women you see standing in formation before you today, who have chosen to serve their country as soldiers. This review is the last official formation of the training cycle. Not everyone successfully completes this difficult period of training, but those in formation today represent disciplined, motivated, physically fit soldiers who exemplify the Army's 7 core values: loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. They are imbued with the warrior ethos and display the tenets of putting the mission first, never accepting defeat, never quitting, and never leaving behind a fallen comrade. This is an important day, and these soldiers can take great pride in their accomplishments. To the parents, families, and friends of these soldiers, Fort Jackson extends a very warm and sincere welcome. We are justifiably proud of them and are truly honored that they have chosen to join our ranks. Please direct your attention to the left of the formation. The units marching today from your left to right are the 282nd Army Band under the command of Chief Warrant Officer 4, George Bauer. Graduating soldiers from companies Alpha and Bravo, the Battalion Color Guard, and graduating soldiers from companies Charlie, Delta, and Echo. Identified by their distinctive headgear are the drill sergeants. These dedicated non-commissioned officers form the backbone of the Army's training center system, selected based on professional competence, leadership ability, and years of service. These men and women undergo intensive training to earn the right to wear their distinctive hat and insignia. With the drill sergeant hat goes the important responsibility of molding civilian men and women into soldiers. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Major Michael Clement, who serves as the executive officer for the 1st Battalion, 13th Infantry Regiment. He and the battalion staff are positioned on the field. The reviewing officer for today's graduation is the commander of the 1st Battalion, 13th Infantry Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Terrence Soule. On his left is Command Sergeant Major Garrett O'Keefe, the battalion's senior non-commissioned officer, master trainer, and principal advisor to the commander.
Hard work, sir. Dedication. Sound! Order! Halt!
The commander of troops will now bring forward the colors and persons to be honored.
Colors of the Marines! Center! Halt!
Competence and commitment are the hallmarks of professionalism. The soldiers and drill sergeants coming forward will be recognized for their excellence in training and duty performance and serve as examples to all.
Sir, college awardees present. Present the command.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem. It is appropriate for soldiers in uniform and all armed forces veterans to salute the American flag. We ask our civilian guests to please remove your headgear and place your right hand over your heart as our national anthem is played.
Sound! Present! Halt! Attachment! Present! Halt!
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Attachment! Order! Halt! Sound! Forward! And ready! Red! Attachment! Halt! Right flank, one. Right flank, one. Ready, mark time, one. Group, four. Red, face.
Lieutenant Colonel Soule and Command Sergeant Major O'Keefe will now present the awards. The outstanding drill sergeant of the cycle for Alpha Company is Drill Sergeant Juan Vellanes from Orlando, Florida. The soldier leader of the cycle for Alpha Company is Private First Class John Carlo Doggo from Miami, Florida. The soldier of the cycle for Alpha Company is Private First Class Brett Ellers from Omaha, Nebraska. The outstanding drill sergeant of the cycle for Bravo Company is Drill Sergeant Ryan Hunter from New Braunfels, Texas. The soldier leader of the cycle for Bravo Company is Private First Class Daquan Clark from Conway, South Carolina. The soldier of the cycle for Bravo Company is Private Gary Acosta from Newburgh, New York. The outstanding drill sergeant of the cycle for Charlie Company is Drill Sergeant William Mann from Honolulu, Hawaii. The soldier leader of the cycle for Charlie Company is Private First Class Cassidy Zunick from Auburn, Michigan. The soldier of the cycle for Charlie Company is Private Gideon Slews from Griffith, Indiana.
Right 6. Upward 1.
The outstanding drill sergeant of the cycle for Delta Company is Drill Sergeant Matthew Acker from Dallas, Texas. The soldier leader of the cycle for Delta Company is Private Julia Larson from Grand Marais, Minnesota. The soldier of the cycle for Delta Company is Private A.J. Raymond Rashawn from Wichita, Kansas. The outstanding drill sergeant of the cycle for Echo Company is Drill Sergeant Daishin Visage from Rolla, Missouri. The soldier leader of the cycle for Echo Company is Private Yesenia Ramos from Frankfort, Indiana. The soldier of the cycle for Echo Company is Specialist Ross Fatanini from Akron, Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the 1st Battalion, 13th Infantry Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Terrence Soule.
Good morning. Brigadier General Michaelis, Mrs. Michaelis, Command Sergeant Major Tavernier, Mrs. Tavernier, Colonel Hutton, Mrs. Hutton, Command Sergeant Major Worth, Mrs. Worth, Commanders, Command Sergeant Majors, family, friends, and guests of the 1st Battalion, 13th Infantry Regiment, thank you for attending today's ceremony. On behalf of the U.S. Army Training Center and Fort Jackson Commanding General, Brigadier General Michaelis, and the United States Army Training Center and Fort Jackson Command Sergeant Major Tavernier, welcome to Fort Jackson and your soldiers' graduation. Did everyone enjoy Family Day yesterday? All right. Like I previously said, that was my first one, and I got to say it was an inspiring event. Thank you for getting them back on time to us. I appreciate it. To the families in the audience, thank you for trusting us with your loved ones and for supporting their decision to serve their nation. It is my privilege to officially welcome you both to the Army and Vicksburg family. I am honored to stand before you today and provide remarks about this special class of graduates. I never dreamed that when I graduated basic training at Fort Jackson 21 years ago, that I would have the privilege of training the next generation of our Army, and it was truly rewarding watching the transformation of this diverse group of citizens into a cohesive team of talented soldiers. Today we welcome 851 of America's newest defenders of freedoms to our rank and mark their graduation from basic combat training today. Out in the field today alongside our soldiers is the 282nd Army Band. We have the privilege of having the best band in the United States Army right here on Fort Jackson. Please join me in a round of applause for this great band. America is the great nation it is today because of the sacrifices of generations of service members who have fought to sustain our freedom. These great men and women, many of whom have made the ultimate sacrifice, volunteered to serve at a time and place in history when their nation needed them the most. The blood, sweat, and tears that they have shed on the battlefield is the reason that we are able to assemble here today and celebrate the accomplishments of the soldiers in the field. At this time, I want to personally thank all the veterans joining us today. You honor us with your presence. Thank you for your service. As fellow brothers and sisters in arms, we know what it represents and the sacrifices you have made for our nation. Please, a round of applause for these great patriots. The next group of individuals I'd like to recognize are my cadre. This talented group of staff officers, non-commissioned officers, platoon leaders, commanders, and first sergeants work tirelessly so that the battalion can accomplish its mission. Their efforts often get overlooked because they are quiet professionals who work in the background to make all of this possible. Please join me in a round of applause for my cadre. Lastly, I want to thank what is undoubtedly the backbone of a battalion, the drill sergeants. Those of us in the Army remember how demanding basic training was. As a trainee, the hours practicing rifle marksmanship, the intense physical training, and the constant stress. What we do not appreciate is throughout it all, our drill sergeants were there every step of the way. They are up in the morning preparing before we wake up, and they only leave work hours after the last trainee is in his or her rack. Furthermore, they do this cycle after cycle. This level of dedication to duty and selfless service is impressive, and I'd like to take a moment to recognize this team of professionals for a job well done. All right, enough of that. Let's talk about the reason we're really here, the graduating soldiers. On the field before you today, you see 851 of our newest warriors. On 10 August, On the 10th of August, 971 soldiers started this cycle. This is what's left today. Here are some interesting facts about this class. They're a very diverse group. Youngest soldier is 18, the oldest is 38. They come from every state in the United States and 2 U.S. territories. They also come from 38 different countries, speak 28 languages. You get the point. Extremely diverse group of great Americans. There are also soldiers in this formation with associate's degrees, bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and even 2 of them have PhDs. Despite their unique backgrounds, what unites them all is that each of them, for one reason or another, answered the call. They raised their right hand and swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies. Ladies and gentlemen, the soldiers standing on the field today represent the very best this nation has to offer. They are physically fit, mentally tough, intelligent, and resilient. Time and time again, throughout some very arduous training, they have conclusively demonstrated that they are up to the sacred task of defending our nation. Sergeant Major O'Keefe and I are extremely proud, and we will rest easy knowing that the future of our Army lies in their capable hands. All right, Team Vicksburg, this is my last opportunity to address you as your commander, and I want to leave you with a few thoughts before you move on to the next chapter of your Army journey. First, you made it. Take some time to enjoy this moment. It is a critical milestone in your life, and you should be proud of your accomplishments. Always remember, though, that the business of defending this nation never stops, and tomorrow, you're going to have to get right back at it. Next is set your goals high. As I told you at the beginning of the cycle, the Army is one of the few meritocracies left in the world. Over the course of your career, you will have countless opportunities to advance and excel. You just need to put in the hard work and take advantage of them. Remember, only you can stop you. Finally, from the day you arrived in the battalion, you've been saying our unofficial motto on a daily basis. That motto is hard work, and the response is dedication. Well, you have exemplified those 2 words over the course of your training. Always remember, though, it was hard work and dedication that got you here, and it's hard work and dedication that will enable you to overcome your future challenges. I'm proud of you all and wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. Hard work, dedication, the first at Vicksburg, no ground to give, victory.
Today's soldier is above all a warrior, adaptive, confident, and competent. As a soldier, you are totally committed to the warrior ethos, grounded in Army values, and determined to destroy enemies of the United States of America and her allies. The United States Army Soldier's Creed embodies this commitment. To the soldiers on the field, the uniform you wear at this moment is more than an outward display of your vocational choice. Your uniform is a symbol of a nation and an unspoken assurance to all who see you that you are a willing and able protector of the freedoms fought so arduously for by all who have gone before and those who will bravely come after. You have become what you set out to be, a soldier in the United States Army. The Soldier's Creed is your declaration of your unshakable commitment to the ideals this nation was founded upon and will continue to guarantee. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as Private First Class Dago leads the soldiers standing before you through the reciting of the Soldier's Creed.
The Soldier's Creed!
Please be seated.
Pass. In review. Hard work, sir. Dedication. Pass. And review.
In consideration of those around you, we ask that you please remain seated and in the bleachers until all soldiers have passed the reviewing stand and the conclusion of the ceremony is announced. As you are approached by the American flag, it is appropriate to rise and remain standing until it has passed to your right. Once the ceremony has concluded, family members of awardees may meet their soldier under the canopy located to the left of the bleachers. All other family members and friends, please meet your soldier on the field once instructed by the narrator by respective companies. The 13th Infantry Regiment formed on July 16, 1798, during the first expansion of the Army after the War of the Independence. During the War of 1812, the 13th Infantry was engaged almost constantly in skirmishes along the northern frontier. The 13th United States Infantry was then reorganized by direction of the President on May 14, 1861. Its headquarters were established at Jefferson Barracks, Missouri, where companies Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Golf of the 1st Battalion were organized. During the American Civil War, the unit earned its motto, First at Vicksburg. On December 2, 1863, the regiment left for the expedition against Vicksburg, where they participated in the battles of Hayes Bluffs, Champion Hill, and Black River. On May 19, 1863, the regiment led the assault on the Vicksburg fortifications. The 1st Battalion, 13th Infantry Regiment, was the only Union unit to plant its colors on the Confederate positions. While the other battalions of the regiment have adopted the 40 rounds motto of the 15th Corps, the 1st Battalion, 13th Infantry Regiment truly was first at Vicksburg. Following the Civil War, the battalion participated in the Indian Wars, fighting multiple skirmishes in the Montana and Dakota territories. During the Spanish-American War, the battalion was sent to Cuba with the 1st Infantry Division. On July 1st, 1898, the 13th Infantry was part of the fierce fighting on San Juan Hill. The regiment suffered the highest casualty rate, but is credited with being the first to breach the enemy position. The remaining soldiers stormed the fortifications, engaged the enemy in hand-to-hand combat, and captured the enemy flag. The battalion then saw action during the Philippines insurrection. In June 1918, the battalion was reassigned to the 8th Infantry Division, but did not participate in World War I. In 1939, the regiment was ordered to the Panama Canal Zone, and a year later, after having been disbanded, was reconstituted at Camp Jackson, South Carolina. The regiment deployed during World War II, fighting through the hedgerows of France in July 1944 as a member of the 8th Infantry Division, leading that drive to the Eye River.
Eyes right.
Passing the reviewing stand is the Commander of Troops, Major Michael Clement, and the battalion staff. The 282nd Army Band is commanded by Chief Warrant Officer 4, George Bauer. The drum major is Staff Sergeant Robert King. Company Alpha is commanded by Captain Tehran Riggins. 1st Platoon is led by Senior Drill Sergeant Dalvin Carr. Second Platoon is led by Senior Drill Sergeant Michael Nelson. Third Platoon is led by Senior Drill Sergeant Andrew Baumgardner. Fourth Platoon is led by Senior Drill Sergeant Davantay Rangel. In the rear of the formation is the First Sergeant Ben Connell. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are approached by the American flag, it is appropriate to rise and remain standing until it is passed to your right. Company Bravo is commanded by Captain Christopher Scherer. 1st Platoon is led by Senior Drill Sergeant Jonathan Beckelheimer. Second Platoon is led by 1st Lieutenant Anika Tice and Drill Sergeant Christopher Anderson. Third Platoon is led by Senior Drill Sergeant Tanera Gordon. Fourth Platoon is led by Senior Drill Sergeant Michael Tolodeski. In the rear of the formation is the First Sergeant Keshawn Lewis. Company Charlie is commanded by Captain Nathan Amos. 1st Platoon is led by Lieutenant Eric Suko. Second Platoon is led by Lieutenant Shannon Cox. Third Platoon is led by Drill Sergeant Jason Paulus. Fourth Platoon is led by Drill Sergeant Brian Hollingsworth. In the rear of the formation is the First Sergeant Sergeant First Class Kimberly Neal.
Eyes right.
Company Delta is commanded by Lieutenant Jose Gonzalez. First Platoon is led by Senior Drill Sergeant Jesus Trevino. Second Platoon is led by Senior Drill Sergeant Patricia Rogers. Third Platoon is led by Senior Drill Sergeant Yesenia Madrid. Fourth Platoon is led by Senior Drill Sergeant Raymond Paskey. In the rear of the formation is the First Sergeant Ernesto Velez.
Eyes right.
Company Echo is commanded by Captain Austin Davenport. First Platoon is led by Senior Drill Sergeant Sarah Moore and Drill Sergeant Thomas Daniels. Second Platoon is led by First Lieutenant Rakib Akande and trained by Senior Drill Sergeant Jadarius Patrick.
Right.
Third Platoon is led by First Lieutenant Wes Keene and trained by Senior Drill Sergeant William Favre.
Eyes. Right.
Fourth Platoon is led by Senior Drill Sergeant Helmut Kalman and Drill Sergeant Leah Acker. In the rear of the formation is the First Sergeant Jason Guerrero. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Army song, and please remain in the bleachers until the conclusion of the ceremony is announced. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Family members of awardees, please meet your soldier under the canopy to the left of the bleachers. All other family members and friends, please meet your soldier on the parade field once instructed to by respective companies. We ask that you please remember to take all trash and personal items with you as you exit. As a reminder, soldiers on the field must don their face mask prior to meeting with their family members. Please enjoy the rest of your day and have a safe journey home. Victory starts here.